Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Logan, and today we are going to be looking at the overall meanings for Lenormand cards number 13 through number 18. So we're going to be looking at some keywords for the cards, looking at their alignments, looking at the overall themes and how they may present in readings. And we're also going to be considering how they might answer questions of timing. Now, as I've said in the other two videos for these Lenormand card meanings, these are the meanings that I personally assign to them. If something else vibes with you more, or if you don't dig something that I say, that is totally fine. Go with what works for you. Cartomancy and divination in general is a very subjective art, so by all means, there is no correct way to do it. I'm just sharing with you what works for me. So without further ado, we have card number 13, Child. The keywords for this card are naivety and play. Its alignment is positive neutral. The Child card often represents a lack of experience. So this can show up as starting a new job, starting up a new hobby, or anything else that might make us feel fresh or green or, inexperienced. It can also indicate a need for play in our lives to sort of mute those adult worries and be fully present in moments of pleasure, because we get really bad at that as we age, don't we? At just doing things for the pleasure of doing them. So the Child card can remind us to, sort of treat ourselves. Now, when it comes to questions of timing, the Child card can relate to something happening in a small amount of time or over a small amount of time, because children are small in stature. It can represent something happening on a new day or when something new has been introduced to your personal environment. It can also have to do with things happening during childhood. As it's card number 13, it can speak to things happening in 13 days, 13 weeks, or on the 13th of the month, or, in 13 months. This is all going to come down to intuition for each individual reading for you, honestly. And then as childhood is a start, it can also represent things happening during the dawn. So that's the Child card. Next, we have card number 14, Fox. Its keywords are work and cunning. Its alignment is neutral. So the Fox card often symbolizes our employment, be that our main gig, our side hustle, or even odd jobs we might do here and there. It represents doing what we have to do to put bread on the table. As foxes are incredibly cunning creatures, this card can also denote thinking on our feet or thinking outside of the box, and sometimes it can urge us to proceed with stealth in a matter. Now, in questions of timing, the Fox card can represent something happening in, as it's card number 14, 14 days, 14 weeks, 14 months, or on the 14th of the month. This could also represent something happening while we are at work, as it is the card of employment. So that's the Fox card. Next, we have card 15, Bear. Its keywords are strength and guardian. Its alignment is neutral. So the Bear card denotes power and control. It can show up as courage, as having a grip on our resources, or as a need to loosen up and stop micromanaging. It can represent authority figures like parents or doctors, community leaders, that sort of thing. It can also denote defending that which we hold dear. Now, in questions of timing, because Bear is associated with things like authority, essentially in a timing related question, Bear can be telling you, well, it's going to happen when you take charge and you make it happen. As the 15th card, it can also speak to something happening in 15 days, 15 weeks, 15 months, or on the 15th of the month. So that is the Bear card. Next, card 16, Stars. Its keywords are guidance and hope. Its alignment is positive. So stars often denotes guiding lights and us pursuing our true north, whatever that might be. It can symbolize our aspirations, what we dream of achieving. As is often the case with stars, literal, it can speak to fate and wish-making. And then lastly, this card can also denote maps and navigation, as well as anything that can spread out like a constellation. So it can represent a constellation of events or qualities, or even something like the internet, because of how interlinked everything is there. Now, in questions of timing, As stars come out at night, the card can often speak to something occurring at night. And as card number 16, it can also speak to something happening on the 16th of the month in 16 days, 16 weeks, or 16 months. So that is the stars card. Next, we have card 17, stork. Its keywords are level up and freedom. Its alignment is positive. So the stork often represents positive changes coming into our lives, alerting us to opportunities for evolution, really. So it can denote a healthy change regarding, your job, your social circle, your partners or living situation, your aesthetic, your philosophy, all different matters, deep or shallow. It can refer to any of those things. And it can also denote a newfound sense of independence and autonomy. Now, in timing-related questions, as a migratory bird, stork can speak to things happening as the seasons are changing. As card number 17, of course, it can speak to things happening in 17 days, weeks, or months, as well as things occurring on the 17th of the month. So that is the stork card. And our last card for this video is number 18, dog. Its keywords are loyalty and friendship, and its alignment is positive. So the dog card can denote devotion, what we devote ourselves to, and what sort of devotion we receive. It can show up as a friend or an advisor, even as our literal pets. So dog can symbolize loyalty, telling us to keep the faith or to act honorably. It can also denote somebody with a friendly demeanor. Now, in matters of timing, the dog card can relate to something happening when we're in the presence of a friend or advisor. And then as card number 18, of course, it also speaks to things happening on the 18th of the month in 18 days, 18 weeks, or 18 months. So that is the dog card. I hope you've enjoyed this little video today. I hope you get something out of it. Thank you so much for spending time with me. And until next time, have yourself a beautiful day. Bye-bye.